Hi, and welcome to the Greenlight Agency. My name is Shauna Cohen, and I'm the executive director of the Greenlight. Hi, welcome to the Greenlight Agency. I'm Shauna Cohen, and I'm the executive director of the Greenlight Agency. Here with me are the department directors, and before I tell you a little bit about each of their departments that they oversee, Margot and Ashley would like to tell you about how this came to be.
Right. Hi, I'm Margot Huntrow, and I'm going to tell you a bit of a brief history about our organization. We actually started out, me and Ashley, as case managers at a domestic abuse victims' home for women and children. And so we started out working primarily in case management, and we were also bartending part-time. And one evening when we were closing up, we actually came outside of a bar and we saw a woman lying in the street, practically dying. So we took her to the hospital, and after she had recovered a bit, we found out she was a prostitute, and she was also HIV positive. And from there, we found out that there was nowhere in the city of Philadelphia that she could have services and be served in a case management approach. And so what did we do from there, Ashley?
Well, me and Margot sat down and we thought, what could we possibly do to serve this population who's not being served at all? And also reduce the stigma that this population has. I mean, we noticed even when we went to the hospital, the way that she was treated by the medical staff was horrendous. So we decided, we're going to need to band together and get some people. So we contacted a few classmates of ours. We went to Temple for social work, so we still had them as contacts that,
In touch with them.
Yeah, exactly. So we called a few of our classmates up, and they were currently not happy in their professions, so we decided to start this agency. And like Margot said, we primarily started as case management and now have fully gone into activism and advocacy for this population.
Thank you so much. That describes history very well. So to my left over here is Kim, and she's the department head of finances. Can you tell us a little bit about that department, Kim?
Sure. What I do here basically is I track all the financial expenses that we do. I keep track of the budget, I do fundraising, and my main goal is just to make sure our agency stays afloat financially. So that's what I do.
Thanks, Kim. Next over is Jeff, and he's the director of development. Jeff, can you tell us about how that works?
Sure. Well, I oversee the grant writing and the PR for the agency, and I also manage the educational outreach section of the Greenlight.
Excellent. And with that outreach, we also do some advocacy work. Ashley, can you tell us how being the department head of activism works out?
Primarily, I work very closely with lobbyists in trying to reduce the sentencing for those convicted of prostitution. So we've been successful in that too, but we'll go into that a little bit later.
And finally, we have the director of case management. Margot, can you tell us what that's like?
Sure. As Shauna said, I'm the head of case management, so I oversee 2 case managers, and they do the bulk of the case management work, getting services and benefits for the population we serve, sex workers. And I also coordinate the volunteers, so I help them with the street outreach that they take part in.
Great. Well, that pretty much wraps up what our agency does. And this general structure, we'll tell you a little bit more about this with our PowerPoint.
I'm recording.
Well, thanks for joining us for the end of our staff meeting. We just want to do a quick evaluation of how we did in this fiscal year for accountability. We're hoping to pass legislation that lowers the minimum sentencing of prostitution. Jeff, can you tell us how that went this year?
Well, we managed to get some legislation passed that would lower the sentencing of prostitution. We did this through lobbying and increasing media coverage of this issue. We increased the level of political support to the point where they were able to pass legislation in this area, and we measured the success of this in the actual law passing and in new funds being donated to our agency.
That's so great. And the other thing that we were working on is lowering the transmission rate of HIV by 2% in Philadelphia County. Kim, can you speak to that?
Yeah, we lowered the HIV transmission amount by distributing condoms and safer sex supplies, and we measured this by the drop of new HIV diagnosis, and we got this information from the CDC census.
Great. So So we did a really good job this year. We should be pretty proud of ourselves as an agency. And I'm going to give you all a raise. She was really cool.
2, 3.
It never ends with the crackberry. I mean, this agency has come a really long way. I can actually afford one of these babies now.
1.
Well, ever since we found the Greenlight Agency, it's just been great. Like, this population's being served, and like, it's really helped the population as a whole grow and empower themselves, really, not us doing everything for them. It helps them do stuff for themselves, which I think is our main goal here at Greenlight. I think what we really want to happen is for this agency to just expand and be able to take over and help all sex workers in the Philadelphia area. Wait, would you say the same? Huh? Ashby? Huh?
Yeah, I like Shauna too. I think she's a good director.
She's great.
She's got great style. She really does. But I have one. She does wear a lot of lipstick sometimes. Do you think?
Yeah, a lot of red lipstick.
A lot of red
You
lipstick.
see it around the office, on the wall, on chairs, on coffee mugs. I mean,
And
what
we
happened
reuse
the other
coffee.
day?
We reuse coffee mugs here, so sometimes when we get here in the morning, we'll go into our kitchen, staff kitchen, and get a coffee cup, and there's lipstick all over it, all over it.
all over, on
over
the
it.
handle. But that's really, I mean, she's lovely. She's absolutely lovely. She's a great leader. She values our opinions and our input, and I really feel comfortable with her leading the organization.
Me too.
Right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm
What else do we
excited to
need
watch it.
What else?
I'm an effective leader because I use McGregor's Y theory. You know, I really try to advocate for a sense of community and belonging within this agency. I mean, I treat the people that are lower than me really as equals, just so, you know, they feel like we're kind of comrades. You know, sometimes we have happy hour, sometimes during work even. And just so they know who's in charge, I make sure to make my mark with my lipstick. Don't drink from my cup, please. Really?